find what it is you want to do, then find the person who is doing that and go and talk to them about how they got to do that. And that's what an informational interview is. One thing I like about this cartoon, because informational interviewing, it has the word interview in it, and that scares a lot of people. So what I like about this cartoon is how it talks about the teacher first getting you interested in exploring, and that's exactly what it is. So I feel very confident since I completed my studies, I've had to use informational interviewing to get my next 2 jobs. This one and the one prior to this one, which was in Toronto. I was interested in getting involved with executive search firms, and I did about 10 informational interviews and got 3 job offers without a formal interview. So that worked out very well. So I truly, truly believe this is the best way. Instead of having 1 or 2 pieces of paper and a resume sell you, this time you're knocking on a door or picking up the phone and making a cold call or a warm call. You're the one initiating the process. You're the one asking at least the first question, because after the first question it becomes a conversation. But you're the one that did all this, and that speaks volumes to the skills that you've already got, that you're showing them that you have. So that's the type of person they like as an employee. From this workshop, I hope that you will get all of these. So just have a look. Let me know if there's anything that is missing and that you'd like to get from this workshop, and we can add it in. Just give you a second to have a look at that. Would you like me to add anything? Okay. Then we'll move on. This will not take as long because there aren't as many people in here asking questions. So I worked with a student, Ed, and Ed was in civil engineering structural. Ed really wanted to work with a company that would allow him to build structures that would be solid if there was an earthquake. So he thought where his parents lived in Vancouver might be a good place to do some informational interviews on companies. So he researched the companies, and he conducted, I think, 4 or 5 informational interviews with these companies in Vancouver. One of them said to him, Ed, you know, I'm pretty impressed with the fact that you've contacted me and you've come down and given me some of your time, and we had a conversation, and I'd love to hire you, but what you want to do is not done in our Vancouver office, it's done in our Toronto office. So they paid for Ed to fly to Toronto, and he had a formal interview with them and got offered a job, which he accepted. Ed came back for his convocation about 6 months later, and because his parents are in Vancouver, he stopped here for convocation and then went on to Vancouver and stayed a little bit with his parents as well. And so we had a conversation, and he said, Julia, you know what, I'm really not liking where I'm working. I really enjoyed the person I spoke with in Vancouver with this company, but the manager I work for now, we don't really get along all that well. I'm just not having fun at all, and it's a lot of time put in the office. So if I'm there, I want to be having fun. So I said, yeah, you know, that's the thing. It's not perfect. Informational interviews aren't perfect because, like, he interviewed with one person that was a good fit, but then he ended up having to take a position in a totally different branch of that company, and it wasn't a good fit. So he went on to Vancouver and actually stopped in and saw one of the other people he had informational interviewed with, and he explained to them what was going on, and that person said to him, Ed, you hang in there 1 year, and I will hire you. So now he's living in Vancouver, working for that company. So it worked out pretty good. And it's still, the informational interview still led to something that he was happy doing. No. Has anybody ever had a job they didn't like? I would say most people, if you've worked, there's been a job that you haven't been really crazy about. For me, it's been mostly summer jobs. But even then, as a kid, it was a summer job, so I knew it was going to end. And you can do that for a couple of months without any pressure or stress going on you. I guess the next job I really didn't like at the end was when I worked for a bank. Better not name it. And it just ended up being a bad match as far as values go. So I quit after 5 years and went on and have learned everything I know since then, because I've had over 35 jobs. So.